Hey everybody, it's Nikki with Delicate Tension Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have a lot of Pisces placements in your chart. As always, please keep in mind that this is a general reading. Whatever resonates with you, take it. Whatever doesn't, doesn't. Energy is fluid. This can always be the energy of somebody you are dealing with, a situation around you, or your personal energy itself. Now this will be for the energy surrounding the dates of October 15th through the 31st. We do have Mercury going retrograde, I believe, on October 31st, which should be interesting. I don't remember what sign I think it might be in Scorpio. I'll double check on that though. But obviously I'll get to that probably in next month's reading, or towards the end of the month I'll look into more of talking about what we can expect with this retrograde period. Now we did just have the Aries full moon, which in my opinion has been particularly intense to say the least. I think it's one of those full moons where if you are due a reward, you will be rewarded. I've seen some really fucked up stuff happening for people as well. And it's always a really difficult thing to say because realistically, none of us are anyone to say who deserves what within their own lives. However, if a person can take responsibility for their actions and see how the outcome or conclusion was what it was or is what it is, that's the best way to move forward. I don't know why I feel the need to say that right now. Anywho, yeah, I feel like for what I was picking up for you guys, your energy's been really emotional and intense anyways for what I've been picking up on. You and Cancer in particular. Aries is kind of up there with you as well, but the emotional depth at which you're experiencing the current energy is unprecedented, I believe. So give me a minute, I'm going to tune in, see what it is that I feel for you guys, and then we will get started with the reading. Whew. This feels highly solitary. It's almost like in the darkness, I just saw a door closing, but then I got to see beyond the door, and behind the door was definitely a room, and you're just sitting in a space, whether it's on your bed, whether it's in the corner, I don't know, it's really weird. It's literally, you're just sitting in your room, or you're sitting in your own space, sitting in your home, but whatever it is, it's very solitary energy. It's not, there's a lot of thinking happening right now. It feels like a lot of an internal struggle with the self. I also feel like it feels very life review. I don't want to correlate it to being in a prison, but it feels very similar. It's definitely a prison of your own making, though. I don't want to say that. That's going to resonate for a very, very specific few of you. And then I'm hearing planning your escape. So I think you're trying to figure out how to leave this energy behind. If it is attached to specific people, places, or things, I think you're working through that. I also think that you're working through just trying to figure out why you feel the way that you feel, because it's very deep. And what are you going to do about it? Interesting. Okay. Show me what's happening for Pisces, please. Yep. Solitary energy. Show me what's happening for Pisces, please. I swear I feel like these cards came up in your reading for the full moon. Go back and check that out. It's a shorter video, so it's not going to be something to really, like, you know, have to suffer through. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, big timeout. That's way too many cards. I want to take it. Jesus Christ. But I'm not. That's like 7 or 8 cards. So okay. All right. I can see why you're upset. Okay, Pisces, so I don't actually feel the need to split the deck and look. Okay. What is currently going on in your present energy for this next 2 weeks is the 5 of Cups and Temperance. Like I said, I am pretty damn sure that this did come up in your reading for the full moon in Aries, so I think that maybe that was the triggering point of the energy, and now you're moving through the energy for these next 2 weeks. Hopefully, because I know that that energy involved a lot of making personal choices and really understanding and moving through what it is that you feel and experiencing it and responding to it and reflecting on it. That is always a choice. Nobody can tell you what to do. You're going to make your own decisions. But hopefully you make the decisions that are going to benefit you in the long run. So with the 5 of Cups and Temperance, if you pay attention to what's happening in this card, this person is mourning over the loss of these 3 cups, when in reality there's still 2 cups that are perfectly, they're sitting up, nothing has been wasted. Now in Temperance we see 2 cups once again, and whatever liquid is within them, it's flowing between both cups. There's a certain form of synergy that's happening. There is this thing here of being able to mix 2 completely different elements to create something totally on its own. Now, Temperance is a card of patience. It is also, in my personal opinion, a card of alchemy. It is a card of, like I said, taking 2 opposing opposites and turning them into a totally different thing once they come together or are blended together. Now, what was happening here in the 3 of Cups in this energy, and I'm going to pull another clarifier for these in a minute. But basically, I remember what I was getting at in the full moon reading for you guys is the fact that you've spent so much time seeking this ingredient external to you that you feel like will make you whole or complete, and it never does. And I think it just ends in some form of loss, right? So it ends in you feeling sad or guilty or remorse or just hurt and pain. And it also leaves you looking at the past. It leaves you reflecting on other situations in which that had happened. When in reality, you should be taking the dual aspects of yourself, both masculine, feminine, whatever it is, light and dark, however you want to look at it. You're supposed to look at the 2 things within you that do need to become balanced so that you can feel complete, so you don't feel like you are missing something. What you are missing is not going to be found outside of yourself. That's something that I think you need to get really clear on. Nothing outside of you is going to fix the way that you feel. But really sitting with yourself, which I feel like is what you're doing. I think that's what I was picking up on in that energy when I kind of, had the little, call it a little mind movie in the beginning. I think this is you doing that. I think you're having these certain understandings and these realizations to be able to find wholeness within yourself. And I think, if we're going to be perfectly honest, wholeness is something that we seek in ourselves every day, or that we should. I don't think that anybody's perfect. I don't think anybody is constantly 100% feeling whole. I think we always have those struggles and challenges in our lives where we're not. However, what has you back in this space again is in the most recent past. There's something here where someone might have made a decision, or you made a decision to cut off communication. Something might have been moving at one point and then it just stops. And I think that was because it's quite possible that you or someone else was giving their time, energy, or attention to another thing. Now, that is very obviously simply what I'm translating in the cards. I'm not sitting here saying that that 100% is what was happening in your life. And unless you have the facts to show that, don't assume anything. Now, with the Six of Pentacles, it doesn't even... A lot of people jump to conclusions that it means that somebody was giving to another person. It could be anything. It could be them giving themselves to their job, other friends, other places, other things. That's all it is. It's just that their energy is somewhere else other than focused on you. Now let's clarify the Five of Cups here with Temperance. Yeah, there is a huge internal struggle and external struggle, I believe, involved in this situation. You could be a little more, how do I put it, touchy at this time. And when I say touchy, I mean you might be easily provoked. You might be a little more aggressive at this time, or you might feel that way. So I think you need to be careful in, we'll say, whatever conversations or communications that you are having, because I think your internal struggles can start bleeding into the external world and vice versa. Let's clarify the Two of Swords here, please. We have the Emperor. Let's clarify the Eight of Wands in reverse. We have the Four of Wands. Ooh. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups, please. Three of Cups. There's that same exact energy that I saw in your full moon reading. And let's clarify the Six of Pentacles. Whatever this focus or switch in attention was, I think somebody in this equation was really just seeking stability. If this was you being involved with another person, I think that they are stepping into more responsibility at this time. It could be responsibility around the home, but whatever it is, they're trying to seek and create stability for themselves. They're trying to show up in their lives in really big ways. I think they're very focused on understanding what it's going to take at this time to really not only survive but thrive at the same time. Now, with this choice to either experience the distancing or to distance themselves, whatever they're giving their energy to, I think they logically understood that this is either you or them, keep this in mind, that there is no time. You might be in a situation where you're mirroring energy with someone as well. I'm going to say that right now. I think they might be quicker on the uptake than you are. Because what this person is doing is essentially the energy that you're moving into. This person's already done that. Now, this person, I think, was getting real with themselves and understanding that what it is that they were involved in or with, they understood that it wasn't helping them get balanced. It's like that third ingredient they were trying to pull into the equation wasn't helping anything. It was actually making matters more confusing, and it was making it worse. So they had to make a very difficult, very logical decision to follow a new opportunity within their life that was going to set them up for stability. It was one of those things where this person might have been living from the heart space for a little too long. And it's one of those things where they finally snapped out of it and they were like, I can't continue to let my feelings take control of my actions and decisions, because this is what it's doing to me. It's not making me balanced. It's not making my life balanced. Nothing's working out. I have to start making choices and doing things that are going to help me. Because like I said, not only do I have to survive, I have to thrive. That's the dialogue here surrounding this. Now, in the future energy, we have the King of Wands, the Devil reversed, and the Four of Swords. I think you are trying to figure out... I think you're trying to get rid of some energy, though. Because the Devil in reverse is cutting out loose ends. It's cutting out toxic energy. It's cutting out possibly even toxic people, places, or things. It could be substance abuse. It could be... just the things that keep you chained to the parts of yourself that you aren't particularly fond of. It's also things that you feel like have control over you. It can be anxiety. It can be obsession. It can be whatever negative habits are there. Whatever it is, I think whatever it's been playing in the... whatever part it's been playing in the equation, I think has held you back. The Devil sometimes can be highly creative energy. It can be very, very... very interesting in the way that it shows itself. But in this aspect, I don't think it was that way in your life. I do think that you're choosing to take control, though. I think whatever this battle is inside of yourself, you're finally going to get to the point where you are the victor and you can stand up, because you're about to make a move. King of Wands there is someone who's making a move. They're making a decision, a choice, or an action. And I do think that you are somehow really feeling this Aries influence, because we do have fire here, so that is Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. I do think you're feeling influenced by this Aries full moon, so it's quite possible that you might even have Aries in your chart, whether that's moon, rising, Venus, or maybe you have your Mars in Aries. But I think you need a timeout before you make this choice. Whatever this is that you're going through, this is very close to the imagery I saw at the beginning. It is being solitary. It is being with yourself in a space. It is thinking. It is reflecting. Sometimes it's even praying, wishing, hoping, just really having one of those like one-on-one conversations with yourself where you're just like, dude, if we do this, like, we'll get through it. X, Y, and Z, whatever. It's the bargaining stage, right? I do think that, too, you might have recently released a lot of physical emotion or physical pain. So it could have been crying. It could have been flushing it out of your body in some way. I know that sounds strange, but trust me when I say it's true. I had hives for like 7 fucking months when I was trying to deal with some shit. And once I finally got closer to not only experiencing some form of, not necessarily closure, but when I started reconciling more with the energy I was experiencing within myself, they started dying down. I just think you're trying to find the strength to do all this at the same time. There could also be someone that you are looking to or observing that is helping you get strength. You're mirroring the energy of someone else. That is very apparent here. Okay. I'm not going to take this. Sorry, guys. Let's clarify the King of Wands energy here. There we go. We have Temperance in reverse, and we have the King of Cups. You are having to blend, and this is a perfect description of Temperance. You are having to blend fire and water. Those are two opposing elements. You are having to... It's almost like you can't just dwell and stew in your emotions anymore the way the King of Cups does. The King of Cups simply reflects his emotion on his emotions. It's very rare that he allows them to help him make his decisions, actions, or choices. Now it's almost like you're having to use your emotions to help you make these decisions and to help you take action. But you can't do that until you allow Temperance to balance this out. Let's clarify the Devil in reverse, please. We have Death. Yeah, you're changing. Pluto, that Pluto retrograde period and Pluto going direct, I think brought the house down. I think you really felt it. And I think a lot of things are coming to the surface to be cleared. Whether it's memories, whether it's recognition or realization of bad habits. It could be even states of mind that you become attached to that are very unhealthy. You know it's time to change. You know it's time to change. Let's clarify the Four of Swords, please. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Moon. And we have the Ace of Wands. I feel like you're reflecting on some things that have been said to you. If this isn't you saying these things to another person, I think you're deeply reflecting on the things that have been said to you. They could have either been said under the influence of a certain moon cycle, because we do have the moon present, or it's almost like someone either saw past the illusion or they helped cut through the illusion. They know what they're talking about. And it's almost like whatever they've done to help you see through the confusion has really ignited something within you. God, I don't even want to say that. I think you, how do I put this? I think you really might be admiring somebody's strength. I think there's something about the way that someone carries themselves or dictates things or says things or just who they are in general and their energy. I feel like when you find yourself in a position to look at someone and really respect them, it does something to you in a good way. I don't even want to sit here and be like, it's kind of a turn on, but with the Ace of Wands, that is very passionate, fiery energy, so it can indicate being turned on by something or kind of having a spark lit. But there's something here where that's exactly what's happening. I'm going to move to this deck really quick to kind of see some additional messages or themes we might have for you surrounding October 15th through the 31st. I'm going to take that. What is the energy for Pisces for October 15th through the 31st? Very interesting. Very interesting. You're taking control of your life, or you're wanting to. Or you watching someone else do this has really inspired that aspect in yourself. Jesus. Okay, we have the Warrior, we have Apocalypsis, we have the Sustainer, and we have the Box. This feels very Tower energy to me, because it's almost like give me 1 second, my bad. I'm still getting to learn this deck, so I have to kind of look at the keywords really quick to see how it fits in with what I'm digesting here. Yeah. This is Tower energy. I think it's really interesting to me because it's quite possible that for someone who acts as if they are very outside of the box, you are very much so in the box within yourself. I think that's the energy where it's trapped. It's also quite possible too that there might be a time that comes once this tower has really settled where there's going to be this ability to make peace, or to be able to... You or someone you're tied to definitely has this energy of being able to really sustain something in this situation. Like their perseverance is theirs or yours. It's what Tower energy is made of. I mean, that's what a warrior is, right? Like they are forged in fire. They are forged in battle. They are forged in life's very unfortunate circumstances. And I think something is being revealed. It literally feels like something is coming out of the box. Let me pull a couple of final cards here for overall theme. Show me the overall themed energy for Pisces for October 15th through 31st, please. Come on, guys. That was way too many. We have surprise, so I feel like that's kind of the energy coming out of the box. We have end of life, combat, and then we have anxiety. It's really interesting, and I'm gonna briefly get into this without sounding a little too crazy. There is a very interesting thing that happens to us as human beings, I think, when we are forced to experience some form of death within ourselves. I think there's some anxiety coming up for you because I think you are witnessing the end of a certain stage of your life, and I don't think you can fight it anymore. But I think that you need to understand that you not fighting it is what brings you into this warrior energy. Like you being able to surmount and overcome what it is that you're facing. It is what brings you into something, to wholeness. It's what brings you into wholeness. It's how you blend water and fire. I mean, shit, dude. You use fire, molten lead, and water to create some of the strongest steel. Sorry, that's an imagery that I just got, so I had to like stop and actually talk about it instead of sitting here in silence. There are things that are going to be happening here. And either a surprise is coming towards you, or you are going to be surprising somebody else by stepping into this energy. Like I said, anxiety is highlighted here, and I understand that. Like I said, one more time, it definitely, I guess, is worth repeating. The energy I have felt for you guys for the last month or so really has been highly emotional. And those emotions might be creating this anxiety. This change coming might be creating this anxiety because, like I said, for a third time, I hate it when I